have one ramel that is testing, okay, which is of version 1.0.0. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I can click on this ramel, I can go to this one, testing, and I can say edit API specification. Okay, it is
Okay.
already there. So what it will do, it will create a new project. This one, see, this project is different. Okay, these are
Okay.
the Mule projects. This proj2 is a Mule project. Okay, and this testing is a API specification project. Okay, so if you are creating a new specification project, you can create from here, right? So what you
Yes.
can do, you will get this API specification project. Then what you can do, you can go to this ramel. Okay, now you can edit that this ramel file. Okay, you can edit this ramel file. Then after editing, even you will get this mocking also. Okay, you can even mock
Okay.
those to check the endpoints and all. And after editing it, you can update the version from here only. Right click, update version, like that. Okay.
Okay. Which one? The update? Show me.
uh, Let me double check. Let's say I am having one new endpoint, that is post. Okay,
Okay.
and I am saying that it will be having responses as 201.
You don't have
Okay.
request? Okay.
Yep. So for now, I
Okay.
just created this. I just added this one. Okay. So
Okay.
after editing this, I think you will get one option here only. Manage API specification. Okay. Then you will get this publish to exchange. Okay. Then after publishing, like you can publish it from here. Let me
Uh-huh.
try. I'm not sure that it is connected to the correct user or not. Okay. So let me
Okay.
try. If it will work, then it's fine. Yeah, it is not. It got hard. Okay. Yep. Actually, this user is another user. Okay. That is POC1. So what you can do, you can try this, and after doing this, you can say finish. Okay. By
Okay.
finishing this, what it will do, it will publish it to the new version to the exchange. Okay. Now your new version will be 1.1, 1.0.1. Okay. And then
Okay.
in
Okay.
the
Can you
project,
repeat one more? Sorry.
okay.
The
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I will have one question. Can you go back to the one you showed me, the screen, previous one?
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you need to go to the manage
Ma-
API specification. What you
Yes.
can do, go to the publish to exchange. Okay,
Okay, so
so
okay.
the
Here
screen will
there
come.
is uh-huh. Sorry for disconnect. So this artifact ID, group ID, is it like creating new or
Uh,
that's maybe have a problem?
no, no, no. This will remain the same, the older one only. Okay, so that you
Both
are
are
using the same one that is there in the this exchange.json.
okay, okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you can now update this raml file. Okay, and then after updating this, that will be published in your exchange. Then what you can do, right click here, then manage dependencies, manage APIs, and then you will be able to update the version from here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Sorry. By this way you can update the ramls from your Anypoint Studio.
Okay.
Okay, so I did this research, and there was one more thing that was related to the okay. And there was one more question that you asked. Let me open that question as well. Uh, the question was related to reconnection strategies. Okay, reconnection strategies. Mule. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can show you that here. Let's say in Proj 1. Mhm. My this new laptop is very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 212, yes. Okay. So let's say you are having a request connector here. Okay. And in request connector, we usually have this reconnection strategy in the advance. No, not in advance. Where's that? Yep. So here we have reconnection, right? So if we
Mm-hmm.
are using this reconnection, so there are some options. Okay. So first one is failed deployment when the test connection fails. Okay. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are checking this out, okay, if you will check this, then deployment will also fail in case it will not be able to do the test connection. Okay.
Okay.
So we usually don't check this one. Okay. Because your project can have multiple request connectors and multiple operations, right? Based on one operation we cannot just cancel out the deployment, right?
Okay.
Okay. So there are three options. First one is none, second one is standard, and third one is forever. None is like you are not doing any reconnection. Okay. So whatever
Okay.
connection is made between this client and the server, that will
Mm-hmm.
use the existing one only. There will be no reconnection. Okay. Next we have standard. Okay. For standard, what you can do, you can provide the attempts, like how many attempts this reconnection will do. Let's say you are connecting to a database. Okay. So if you are
Okay.
connecting to a database but the connection failed, okay, not a database, or let's say you are connecting to one API, okay, and that connection
Mm-hmm.
failed due to some timeout issue or something. Okay. So what you
Mm-hmm.
can do, you can do the reconnection attempts. Let's say you said that I want to try 3 times. Okay. And this is the frequency between these 3 times. Okay. That means first reconnection will be there, and then after 2000 milliseconds another reattempt will be done. Okay. And we have this check mark, that checkbox, that is called blocking. This blocking means you are going to use the same thread that was used by the request connector. Okay. The same thread,
Mm-hmm.
that means everything is synchronous. Okay. So if you are saying that no, I want to do the reconnection without blocking my thread, then you can uncheck this out. Okay. That means your same thread will not be blocked. Your different threads will be used for the reconnections. Clear?
Okay.
So this is
But
called the
so I have
standard
a
one.
question. Sorry.
Yep.
We have until successful. So
Yes.
why we need until successful instead of this one?
Okay.
Uh,
So reconnection will not work in any 400 cases, right? Like let's say if your data connection, the data issue is there, right? 403 is there, yeah, authentication
mhm,
error is there, then it will not do reconnection, because there was not a connection issue. Okay. It will only work on
mhm,
the connection when you are trying to connect from system A to system B. Let's say timeout is there, 503 is there, okay, 500 related issues are there, then only
mhm,
this reconnection will be attempted. Okay. And there is a huge difference between until successful and the reconnection. That is, until successful will be using the same connection. Okay. Let's say you have a tunnel. Okay. Have a tunnel for sending a message. Okay.
mhm.
So until successful will use the same tunnel every time for retrying. Okay.
Okay.
But what this reconnection will do, reconnection will create different tunnel every time. That means different
Oh,
connection. Okay.
okay. Mhm,
So
mhm.
that is the difference between the reconnection, and the until successful.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say if someone says that there will be the timeout issues that can happen multiple times, right? Then you can use
Mhm.
reconnection, right? And until
Okay.
successful, let's say the authentication related issues can occur, or the data related issues can also occur, then you can use until successful. The same connection will be used, but you are retrying the request,
Mhm.
same request again, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Makes
So
sense.
reconnection strategies. So these two questions were there that I checked. Okay. Uh, yep. These two things are there only. That was left. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now we have to go on module 9.
Okay.
Where's that? Yep. So module 9. So module 9 will be based on your everything will be on logging. Okay. Like how we are doing logging and what is logging basically and how we are managing the logging. Okay.
Okay.
So in the end of this module, you should be able to like describe the auditing and the logging options for the Mule applications. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Design logging strategies for the Mule application. Choose the logging policies for the Mule application log files and describe the integration options with the third party log management system. Let's say you want to connect it to the ELK or Splunk or any other tool. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
how you're going to do that, that will also be explained here in this module. Next is
Okay.
specify any point platform monitoring, alerting, notifications, visualizations, and the reporting options for the APIs and integration solutions. Okay, like how we are
Mm-hmm.
going to monitor our APIs, how the alerts will be applied on runtime and all, how the notifications will be sent to the customer either on the mail or any other tool. Okay, how the
Mm-hmm.
visualization will be done, like if you are having multiple APIs, how they are connected, right? And reporting options, how we are going to report if there will be any error or anything related to the
Okay.
API occurs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so identifying the auditing options for the Anypoint platform. Okay, so
Okay.
for that, what you can do, Anypoint platform. You're working in which organization?
I'm sorry.
Hello. You are working in which organization?
Like currently project.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm working in tech. Uh, Travel America is like a tracking system.
Okay, okay. So company name is Traveling America. I was
Yes.
trying to search you on LinkedIn. I was not able to search you. That's why.
Where?
LinkedIn, on LinkedIn I was trying to search you.
No, LinkedIn. I'm not like just
Active.
yeah, I'm not active. Like sometimes I just log in something to.
Okay,
I used
okay.
to like 2 years ago. Yeah, I was actively used. Now
Mm-hmm.
it looks like the same like social media like other like Facebook. They changed it, so I don't like
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, they are
Okay.
posting
I
people
was
life.
trying to search. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I have also seen that sometimes people used to post their own photos and people are posting anything, like whatever they are
Yeah.
thinking. That's bad.
Yeah, previously it was professional. This was good, some blogs you can see. Now a lot of picture. I don't know.
Yes,
So
yes. Every time, like if someone is joining a company, they are posting their picture on a company gate.
yes, get together, blah blah. So they are waste
Yes,
of time when you are open. That's
yes. And everyone is doing the certification. It causes demotivation sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So here we will be learning about the audit logs. Okay. So audit
Can you show me
logs
like where
is
did you open this? Uh,
yes, yes. Okay. So what you need to do, go to the Anypoint platform. Inside any Anypoint platform, you
okay.
need to go to the Access Manager, Access Management.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
In
Yeah.
access management, you will find this audit logs. So let's say this Anypoint Studio is being used by multiple users. Like for this organization, there are multiple users who are having the
Mm-hmm.
account in this Anypoint platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who is doing which task? You can check that in the audit logs. Okay. So you can see that at this time in the access management, there was a one user who tried to do the login, and that was me. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if in case I open any environment and I will try to do any deployment or anything, then also I will be able to see that like this person did the deployment. Okay. Because
Okay.
environment is also here, right? Or in
Right. Right.
case let's say you are not using any username and password. Okay, let's say you are having CICD, right? In
Okay.
CICD we usually use connected app. You know what is connected app?
Mm. For third party tool, like.
Connected app, yeah. Let's say if you are having CICD, right? In CICD for deploying to the cloud hub, right? So either you
Mm-hmm.
can provide your username and password, your credentials, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's better not to provide the username password because username password are the like the personal thing, right? You should not provide that.
Sensitive.
So what you can
Yeah.
do, y- yeah. So what you can do, you can have a auth setup for that. Okay. So what you can do, you can go to the connected app. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So inside the connected app, you can create one app. Okay. Any name you can define. Let's say joint testing for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's say I don't want this, I want this direct client credentials only. Okay, I don't want to go with these kinds of
Yeah.
like auth setup. Okay, I directly want client ID and secret. So you can go to the client credentials. Okay, you can click on add scopes. Okay, in add scopes, what you can do, you can provide all the those scopes that you want to provide to the app. Okay, that external
Mm-hmm.
app. Let's say if you are going to use this client credentials for the deployment task only. Okay, so what you can do, you can go to the runtime here because you will be going to deploy it to the runtime now. So runtime manager and whatever you want to like create application manager alert or anything, these things you can check mark here. Okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can add these scopes. And let's say I added these scopes. You can add multiple scopes, like whatever you want to do. Like let's say I want to have it for exchange also. Where is exchange? This one, right? Let's say we want to give the access to the exchange also. Then you can like do like this, then next, and then say here that
This is
company.
like grant access. Sorry.
This is like you are
Um.
providing the access to client and credentials. Okay, that means let's say you are having a CICD. Okay, so you are not going to give your own credentials, your admin access, like your username and password. Okay, you are creating a separate application, you're creating a separate app for deployment. Okay, you will be providing client ID and secret that you can keep in your setting.xml rather than your username and password, right?
Okay.
So what you
So
can do, you can
what we
select
need
this.
for this scope? Let's. Okay.
So it's up to you, like for whatever like actions, whatever role you want to provide to that app, whatever permissions you want to provide. Okay, like for deployment there are some permissions, like for API manager there are some permissions, right? So you can see for data graph, for design center, for exchange there are permissions, for general also there are some permissions. Okay, for runtime, for MQ there are so many permissions. It's up to you what permissions you want to provide to that particular application. Okay, so that it will not be misused for other cases, right?
So my question is like the admin is provided or the developer itself?
No, anyone can like the person who have access to this creation of connected app, right? Not
Okay.
everyone can create this connected app, right? Because you
Uh-huh.
can see if you are working in a project and if you are not a admin, then you will not get the access to the access manager also, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yes. So if you're having the access to the access management and you are having this access to create the connected app, then you can create a connected app and you can
Mm.
provide the client ID credentials to the
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
person who is going to do the CI/CD. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
CI/CD is just one example. Let's say if you want to connect, you want to do some other task, like for other tasks, like if you are managing some RAML file somewhere and you want to add it here, and you want to manage, like you want to connect these two, right? Then also you can create an app from here. It's up to you whatever permissions you want to provide. Okay. So
Okay.
after providing this, what it will do, you can do save, and then you will get the client ID and the secret. You can copy those client ID and secret and go to your project, and either you can paste it in the POM file, or what you can do, you can have it inside the settings.xml file. Correct?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is the concept of connected app that is not there in the like syllabus, but like I thought let's give you knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So here also you can see now in the audit logs what I did. This user create this object, that is John testing. I created this object. Okay. And what is this? This is a connected application. So all the
Okay.
information is defined in this audit logs. You can even download these logs. Okay. And you can provide the actions as well. You can search it out, right? You can provide the filters.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clear? So this is related to the audit logging. Okay, this one.
Okay.
It can be seen by the only the organization administrators. As I said that you will not be able to get the access of the access manager if you are just a user. Correct?
Correct. Correct.
Because
Yeah.
like in my previous project also, I was not having the access to the access
Mm-hmm.
manager. It is not provided to everyone. It is only provided to either architects or some people who are playing the administrator role.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, yep. So, auditing this Anypoint platform and Mule applications. Access management contains the audit logs that we have already seen. Okay. This logs user interaction with the Anypoint platform. So whatever we interacted with the Anypoint platform, that was being recorded in your audit logs. Correct. That
Mm-hmm.
including the logins, including the creation, the business groups, and creating environments, and much more. Correct. Like in case you create a new business group, let's say I am having one business group only, and I am going to create one more business group here. Okay, then also I will be able to see that in the object, in the sorry, in the type it will be like business group. Okay, creating a new environment or everything will be recorded here. Whatever you are doing.
Okay.
Audit next is it logs all the changes performed on the Anypoint platform control plane. Okay, and the organization owner can access all the audit logs. Okay,
Okay.
you should drink water.
Yeah. I need water. You guys. Give me water.
Yeah. Even I also need water. That is there in my another room. Just give me a second. I am also going to get that bottle.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, so audit logs for a particular business group can be viewed for all the users assigned the audit log viewer role. Okay, so as I told you that you will be having some roles here. Mm, okay, so here we have some roles. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
audit log viewer role is also there. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
audit log viewer role, you can add the username here. Let's say I added this username and I provided the access to this one, this user. Okay. Then I will be able to view the audit logs. Let's say if you are working for a particular client, okay, and you are not having admin access, but you want to see the audit logs. Okay. So what you can do, you can go to the roles, not you, that administrator can go to the roles and then go to the audit log viewers and add your email ID and then do the plus. Okay. Then your email ID will be added. That means you will get the access to the audit logs.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So, use of audit logs depend on the organizational and the legal requirements. So, why legal requirements? Like it's like if let's say someone from your team did some deployment, which was
Mm-hmm.
not correct, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
you guys want to identify who did that deployment that was not correct, right? So in that case, you can check it from here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yep. So it can be used to trace the access violations. Like if someone tried to access the things that are not meant to be accessed, then you can even check it from here. You can trace that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next is persisting auditing logs. Audit logs. Audit logs is queryable, right? So audit logs, you can even use the APIs also. Some APIs are there for the Anypoint platform. Okay, you can search it out. Even I haven't used that, but by that also you can view the audit logs. Okay, and the retention period for audit logs is 6 years. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
why 6 years? Because see, whatever the logs that we are having for a particular application that can store, I think 500 MB of data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 500 MB and 6 years. Here it is 6 years because it is just getting one line only, right? There's only one line that is being added for particular action, and no one is going to do lots of action. So that's why it is
Yeah.
for six
Single. Yeah.
6 years, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can view and download the audit logs from the log service, right? You can even download it from here directly. You have this option of downloading here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I told you, the APIs are also available. Anypoint platform APIs are also available. By that also you can access the logs.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Next is identifying logging options for the Mule application. So for a particular Mule application, what logging options are there? Let's see that. So Mule runtime and application use SLF4J and log4j to log in. Okay. So this SLF4J, I tried to search about that. Okay. And I created some notes as well, but it got deleted. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, it got deleted. Basically, your log4j is also using this SLF4j behind the scenes. Okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat, please?
SLF4j. MuleSoft. Okay. MuleSoft uses SLF4j, which is a logging package that discovers and using the logging strategy from class path, such as this log4j and JDK logger.
Mhm.
Okay. So this also uses this log4j only behind the scenes. Okay. By default, Mule includes log4j2 only. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
So where you can find this in any project, you can go here in the main resources. You will find this log4j2 file. Have you ever seen this file?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, so my question is, we are using for log J2 for, I mean, what is that?
Mhm.
Log for J2?
Log4j. Yes.
Okay, what is the use of this one?
Log4j2. Okay. So here there are multiple things. Let's say by default, the logs that are printed for a particular application are the info logs. Right? You can see those info logs are here. Okay.
Right,
Let
correct.
me let me create one application for you and let me explain by that. Okay.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
That will be easier. That will like let's do it with the practical. Na? Proj 3. John, next weekend, I will not be able to take the class. Next weekend, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be taking the class. Next weekend means date is because I will be out of town, out of station.
No, me too. So not only next week, after next week, I'm able to join these two
Okay,
weeks. Yeah, I will travel.
okay,
So yeah,
yeah,
that's why
same.
I'm trying to complete before. So I will back 24 April. So yeah, we can connect later after that
Okay,
week.
okay, okay. No issues, no issues then.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I will also be traveling. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You like trekking?
I'm sorry.
You like trekking?
Tracking.
Yep, trek. Trekking on mountains?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I will be
So
going for that.
oh where?
In India only, near Uttarakhand, that is Chopta.
Wow. How many like how long is the like in meters?
That is that is not a like a very huge trek. It's a very small trek. It's nearly, I
Oh,
think, 8 kilometers maybe. It's a very small
8
trek.
kilometers. No, you go like horizontal or like vertical? Like how do you walk?
Uh, yeah, it will be vertical. Like it will be mountain.
Oh, 8 kilometers is too far, when it's vertical.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But last time I went for it was nearly 30 kilometers. So
Oh,
yeah. So this
yeah,
one
this
is
is
bit
when.
smaller.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I love going on a treks. I'm that kind of person.
That's good.
Yes. Even I'm maintaining one scrapbook also, like where I'm having all my pictures and everything.
Wow, that's good.
Yes. Just a second. Hmm.
I have to take my vacation, so if I'm not taking my vacation, it's going to be expired.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice. Like how many vacations you get?
like 15 days, but I already took like half of last year, so I just postponed for
Hmm.
this year. Yeah,
Oh,
after April, it's going to be expired. So
okay.
yeah, yeah.
That's nice. Where you are going to travel?
Like Israel.
Yeah. Are
Oh,
you able to see my screen? So
yeah.
yeah, I go like this.
Oh, that's cool.
Mountains.
Yeah. Wow, it's beautiful. Like, is it like snow, something?
Yes, yes, yes. That was snow. All a whole snow. That I went there when there was a snowfall.
Okay, okay.
So
That's
this
too
was also
cold.
very beautiful view.
Yeah.
And this one also.
Wow, the water itself. Yep.
Yep. And this
Wow.
this temple was very at very high peak. So yep.
Okay. Oh, even the dog itself. Oh,
So
wow.
this one is also very beautiful place, Parashar Lake.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's a very beautiful place. So yep, here also all over snow.
Wow.
So I go for trekking to these kinds of places. Let's see this time how it will go.
Yeah. It is like summer now or?
There it will be winter. Like here, where I'm staying, it is summer. But
Mhm.
wherever I will go, that will be like winter will be there.
Oh, okay, because it is mountain. Yeah.
Yes, yes. No, no. In mountains also, they also have summer.
Is that?
But
Oh, I
yeah,
thought every time that it's cold.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, 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 no. In mountains
Oh,
also, they have summer.
okay.
Yeah. So yes, so we were here. Uh, let's say we are having a transform message. Okay, and it just says hello, Jason, and here I'm having a basic configuration, and let's say this is just a test. Okay, and I just added this. Let's say I'm having one transform message also. Sorry, requester also. Okay,
Okay.
requester. Uh, and here I'm having a URL http testing.com test, which will give error, right?
Okay. Okay.
Let's save this and run this project. So we will be getting the failure for this project, correct?
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
So in the console, let me open this one. These days I was working on one connector. I created one custom connector by myself for Slack, and I tried to
Mm-hmm.
use that, my own connector. See, this is what I
Yeah.
created.
Okay. This is for send message. It looks okay.
Yes, yes, just for send message, because Slack connector that we already have uses authentication code flow in the background, that auth flow. For that, you need
Okay.
to first get the code, then you need to get the token. So it's a huge process. So manual intervention is required, right? I don't want to
Okay.
take that risk. I want everything to, should be automated. So I tried to
Mm.
search out one API for Slack, and based on that, I created one own connector of myself.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I was thinking, like, I was not having project these days, so I was thinking to connect it with the chat GPT so that whenever you will ask anything in the Slack, it will provide you the answer for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking for that with my own connector, so it will be a good experience. It's a new thing, because I have seen one post on LinkedIn also that was related to connecting a Slack with the chat GPT, but by
Mhm.
using the existing connectors. But if I will use my own connector and then I will use chat GPT and all, I think that will be a
Okay.
different thing. So I can contribute to the MuleSoft then. I can try at
Mhm.
least.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just deployed this out. Okay, it's still deploying. Till then I can create my request here. Right. The postman. Let's say IP localhost, and this is just right. So it is still deploying, man. It's very slow. I want to show you the practical. That's why.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Like, okay. Yep. Okay. So it is deployed now. Now, if I do this, then we will get the error here. Right. So you
Mhm.
can see that it got failed. Oh, I just trying, because I think I forgot to provide the connection time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will take time. I should have given it about 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Okay, just taking time. Here also it should provide. Yep, response timeout is here. If it got timeout, yeah, it got timeout. Okay,
Okay.
so in the console you can see that the error message is there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But you are
Yeah.
not able to see, like, the information regarding the whole request, like what was being sent, how it was being sent, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
say you want to see the logs for this request connector in debug mode. So what you can do, you can go to this log4j file. Mhm. It will always be there in the main resources. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see these are the loggers. Login information is there. Okay. And you can
Okay.
see there is warning and warning only. Okay. And for this one, it will, and for normal one, it will be info, right? If you want
Okay.
debug logs, you can make it debug. And let's say I want logs for HTTP, right? I want logs for request connector and listener. What I can do, I can just uncomment this one, line number 22. Okay, what it
Okay.
says, let me tell you what it says. It says for this org.mule.service HTTP, that means HTTP implementation, and your requester and your listener both uses HTTP, correct? HTTP
Correct.
implementation. Okay, for that I want logs in a debug mode. Okay, let me save this and let me rerun my project.
Okay.
Just a second. Let me stop this project and then let me rerun this project. Oh, I've still not provided that time.
So can we create like instead of this log for J2, can we create like custom logger? Is that the same?
Custom logger is different thing, right? You can create a custom logger, but that is not related to your log4j. Log4j is for your connectors that you have. For that, if you want info logs or debug logs, okay, that logger, that custom logger that you are saying, that is a connector, that will be like a connector, right?
Correct. Yep. Yep. So.
So that will be different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever we are getting in the console for particular connector, like how that the data should be visible. Let's say if there will be any error, how you are going to debug that error. So you want debug logging, or you want info logging, you want error logging only. So that is there. Okay, so now if I hit this request, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so see here, it is a debug log, and this is the listener. For listener, as I told you, it uses HTTP, correct? For that, you got a debug. So it says that it was a get request, that is slash test. See, slash test request that we made. Okay, user agent was postman runtime. Postman token was this, host was localhost, and this was the port number. Except encoding is this, connection is this. Everything that is there in your headers, default headers. Correct?
Okay.
You can
Yep.
see
Yep.
it here. Okay. Similarly, when it will get failed, when it will go to this request connector, then also you will see what request was being sent. Okay. So you can see from the HTTP, from this request, uh, from this particular request, not this one, sorry. Mm, Yep, from here only. Okay, from that, from this endpoint, okay, what you got 500 server error. Okay, content type was this, content length was this, and connection was closed. Okay, so
Okay.
everything will be printed here. Okay, so these are the debug logs, because I enabled that from the log4j file. Okay, let me let's say if you want all the logs in the debug format, then you can change this level also. You can make it debug, or you can make it as a error also. You can make it warning also. Let's say if I make it error, so and if you don't get any error, then you will not be able to see any logs, right?
Only error part. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only error if you want to just print in the console, then you can make it error. Okay,
Okay.
then you can see that it says the pender ref. Okay, that means whatever uh, the logs that are being generated, these are sent to the file. Okay, appender
Mm-hmm.
means where you are going to send these logs. So you are sending these logs to a file. So where this file is located, you can see that it is in a system file separator, and this information is here. Okay, and if you want to reach to this particular location, what you can do, whenever you will run any project now, you will get this mule home, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So go to
Mm-hmm.
this location, click this out. No one is going to tell you this. I tried and tested everything by myself, and I have this habit of sharing with everyone.
So, let me tell you, one time I was testing to create the log
Mhm.
should go to my local, you know.
Okay.
So, someone is working like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
They are trying to need like POC for this. The log,
Mhm.
somebody was working. I saw how they are trying to test. So he was my coworker. They are
Mhm.
adding in the appender this
Mhm. Yes.
this like local, instead of
Yes.
the all these logger should go to the local. They are creating one
Yes.
folder.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's the same
Yeah.
like what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So either you can change this location, you can make it the location that wherever you want to like create this, right? You can provide the file pattern as well, like how the files
Mm-hmm.
will be created. Okay. So it's
Okay.
up to you. Okay. By default, where it will go, as I told you, it will go inside the Mule home. Sorry, this one. It will go to
Mm-hmm.
the Mule home location. This location, you can click it out. Okay. And here you can see
Mm-hmm.
logs. Okay, and inside this logs you can see these files. So my project was proj3. See here, for
Yeah.
proj3
Yes.
I got these logs.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say if someone comes and say, no, no, I don't want these logs just inside my file. I want these logs to be sent to the Splunk. Okay, Splunk
Okay.
is a third party tool. Or it, let's say if someone wants to send this logs to the elk, which one you are aware of, Splunk or elk?
Splunk.
Splunk. Okay, so let's say if someone wants to send the logs to the Splunk, so how they are going
Mm-hmm.
to send now? So they need to add one new appender for that.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
so here these are the appenders. So this one is the first appender. You can add a Splunk appender also, where you can provide that it will be sent to the Splunk. You need to provide the server and everything, all the details. Okay, that is all already available on the internet. Like you just need to copy paste those lines and you need to edit your configuration. That's it. Clear?
Okay. Okay. Right. Clear. Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes.
I
So
know this.
then
Yeah.
your logs will be sent to the Splunk. Now here there is one twist. Okay, the twist is that whenever you are going to deploy this project in the cloud hub,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay.
then this log4j file will get overridden by default log4j file of cloud hub. Okay, that means
Mm-hmm.
whatever you have defined here will not be used. Okay, and if you want to use this, if you want to use this log4j file, then what you need to do, you can create one ticket also in the MuleSoft, and you can say that you want to use this log4j file of yours. Okay, in the enterprise account this is available.
Okay.
Clear?
So yeah. Okay. Once you create this one,
Mhm.
the ticket for MuleSoft can enable this. Yeah. And it's
Yes,
not
yes,
override
and
for this.
yes,
Oh,
yes. And for sometimes what you can do, there is another way out, that is whenever you deploy any project. I haven't deployed any project yet, I think so. Let me check. Let me check. If there is any project, then I can tell you that thing also. The runtime manager. Hopefully there was one project, that is Hello World. These things will come in next slides. Okay.
okay.
Yep. So let's say I deployed this one. Oh, it's Cloud Hub 2.0. No issues. Okay. So inside the logging, you need to go to the logging. Okay. In Cloud Hub 1.0 also you will get the logging. Okay. So you need to go to the logging, Okay, and you need to select this thing like
Call
info, debug, and all.
here.
Okay, and you need to provide the package name. Let's say I want debug logging for this one,
Mhm.
HTTP, right? So what I can do, I can copy paste this out, copy this and paste it out in the package name and make it debug. Okay, these packages names you can find it on the Google also, like for which connector you want to enable which package, and for it's up to you which logging you want to enable. Clear?
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
So you can do it like this, but for appenders, you can generate one ticket on the MuleSoft and you can ask them that you want to use your own log4j file. Clear?
Okay. So how
You
about
don't
this
want to.
POM?
Mhm.
No, we are configuring POM XML2, yeah, for
Yes.
this URL.
Mhm.
You say like if we need to send our logs into Splunk, we should configure here,
Mm.
add one
Yes.
appender for Splunk. How about this
Yes.
POM XML? We are adding uh, our paths. I thought like we are adding here also in the POM XML too.
So POM XML, like all which dependencies you want to download to use the functionalities, right? So that thing you need to define in the POM file. So let's say for Splunk, if some dependencies are being used, then you need to define that in the POM file. So everything is there in the like you can find it here. How to send logs to Splunk Mule. MuleSoft Splunk integration. Or you can search it from here. Or you can even find the step-by-step guide also. Okay. So they provided this thing also, appender, that what you need to add in the log4j file for Splunk. Okay.
Okay.
And in no, in POM file, I don't think so. They are not asking you to add any. Yeah, yeah, there is one dependency related to the com.splunk.logging.
Oh,
You,
okay.
you can add this out. Okay. So these
Mm-hmm.
steps
Yeah.
are mentioned. So whenever you will be sending the logs to either Splunk, ELK, or real that what was that tool? I forgot that real something something. So these tools, then you can add these appenders. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
really based on these appenders, you can respectively add the
Okay. We are adding the dip.
dependencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Mm-hmm.
will
Okay.
easily get the step-by-step guide for these appenders. Okay.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
like easily available on Google.
Okay.
Yep. So where we were, yeah. Okay. So we were here. Logs help to debug and track the processing of the Mule application, such as details from the Mule events. Right. The
Okay.
logger components create the log messages, right, with various log levels. So there are multiple log levels like debug is there, trace is there, info is there, warn is there, error is there. So you know the difference between debug and trace.
Uh, yeah, I know debug is like when we are testing my unit something. So we are
Mhm.
checking each log, how it we're going this send, how we're going to respond, what is the error. Like we can see all the process in the debug.
Mhm.
I think trace is like specific something. only.
Okay. According to me, like the difference is trace is when you want to see what is actually happening inside the connector also. That will also be printed. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the log level defines the severity of the message. For example, error indicates something that cannot be helped. Okay, and warning indicates that something to be aware of, right? That the missing attribute is there or something that can be handled, right? Info is just a regular message, like what's going on in the flow, right? And debug and trace are usually meant to assist in the debugging of the application, so they are usually more verbose. Okay, and yep, the interesting part is that these are the hierarchical. So when you set to the general log, oh no, it is not even defining the difference between. Just a second, let's check it out. No, no, not this one. Not this. Yeah, and most detailed trace. See if it is here. Mhm. Up. This is the same one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the same one. They should have explained this. But according to me, the trace is like more detailed. The more details. That means, let's say in the debug, you are able to see what is the input, what is the output, right? But in the trace, you can see what is going inside the connector as well, right? Let's say for the
Mm-hmm.
connector configuration, everything is written in the Java, right? So in case there will be any system.out, then that will also be printed. Like it will trace whatever is going inside the connector also. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is the difference.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. So logs help debug and track the processing of the Mule application, such as details from the Mule events. The logger component creates the log based on logs messages with various log levels. That is debug, trace, info, warn, and error. Okay. Log messages can be configured to log to the various appenders. As I told you, that appenders means whenever you want to send the logs to somewhere. Okay. The system
Mm-hmm.
console, a file, a database, or a cloud hub logging service, or another server, right? Wherever you want to send the logs. By
Mm-hmm.
default, Mule runtimes shows the info log level. As I told you that in the console you can see the info log levels, right? Because in
Okay.
the root level it says info. This is by default. You can change it to the debug or you can change it to the error or whatever you want to make. Okay.
Okay.
So this is for root. So it says that by default it is info level. So ignore debug and the trace level logs. So if you want to enable the debug level, so you can even update it to the debug and then run the project. Okay. So this is where you can find the logs. I have already shown you this one. Right. Next is there are two types of logs. One is your system log and another one is your application log. Application log is the project logs. So whatever project you created, okay, if you are running that project and the logs related to that particular project are called application logs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And these are handled by your log4j file, right? System logs are like related to the system, related to the threads, related to the memory, and related to the mule runtime life cycle, that mule runtime is starting and then it is shutting down, and everything related to the mule runtime that is being recorded in your system logs. Okay, so we were here, right? So this one is your application log. Okay, this mule EE and mule agent logs, these will be your system logs, right?
Okay.
Next is synchronous versus asynchronous logging. Okay, synchronous logging is whenever you are executing a code and in the same time.
Sorry, I have one question. So
Yes,
can you up a little? Let me see. System log and application log. So
yes.
okay, here. Yeah. Okay. So for application log, and which one can we fix mostly?
Application logs, like in the log4j file, if you have defined that it will be an info log, right? So that is for a particular application. Like if you are having multiple projects running, right? So they are having different your log4j files, right? So in that,
Mm-hmm.
if you're defining this debug, in one you have defined this as a info. Okay, these will be creating your application logs. That means a project logs. Application is equal to project here. Okay,
Okay.
and system logs are your mule runtime, right? So here in the starting, while running the project, you can even see that these mule runtime and everything, yeah, this launching JVM is there, everything is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are related to the system, like how the system is being working. Okay, that
Okay.
will be included in your system logs. Okay, that means how your mule runtime is running, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if I show you the logs here, so this project 3, that means this is a application log, right? This
Okay. Yeah.
domain logs or this mule EE logs are your system logs, right? See,
Okay. Yep.
these are system logs.
Yeah. If something is error in the system log, we can't fix.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That's my understanding. So
System logs, no, you
yeah.
can fix it. Let's say if you're
Mhm.
having a mule a runtime engine that is
Well,
4.3, right? And
oh,
let's see your application can run on 4.4, right? So there
okay.
could be some system error or something could be there, right? That you can fix. You
Mhm.
can add 4.4 in your Anypoint Studio, and
Uh-huh.
based on that you can execute your project.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Next is synchronous versus asynchronous logging. Okay, synchronous logging is means, that means if uh, your flow is executing, okay, and with the same thread you are writing the logs also, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So basically for error logs, for error messages, okay, synchronous logging is being used. Okay,
Okay.
so synchronous logging is like always impact the performance of the system. Why it impacts the performance of your flow? Sorry, not the system. We impact the performance of your flow. Okay, because your flow is executing, and in between you are printing something out and you are doing the logging with the same thread. That means you are adding a delay. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So that will impact your like impact your system. Okay. Yeah, sorry, flow performance. Okay. So this is the like disadvantage of synchronous, but the advantage is like your details, your data will not get lost, right? Because everything is connected, everything is using one thread, so your data will not be lost. It will write it out on the logs and then it will go ahead and all, right? But
Okay.
let's go to the asynchronous one. In asynchronous one, what it will do, for logging purpose another thread will be used. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
say the system got crash, or in case there will be there are something issues in the system. In that case your another thread may get lost, right? Your data may get
Uh-huh.
lost. Let's say there is one thread that is writing the logs and there is one thread that is executing the flow. Okay. So in
Okay.
that case, that thread that is logging doing the logging, due to the system crash, that thread got crashed, that is not being used. Okay. In that case
Okay.
your data will get lost. Okay. But asynchronous logging is very much faster because you are not blocking the threads. Correct.
Okay. Huh?
So that is the difference between your synchronous and asynchronous logging. Okay. By default, asynchronous logging is being used in the MuleSoft.
Okay.
Okay.
When we use asynchronous, like for synchronous, we are like it shows me error is
For
critical.
yes, for info, for debug, for trace, asynchronous logging is being used by default. You can change it to the synchronous also by doing some configurations. Okay. in
Mhm.
the in the files that are there in the home. I'm not sure about those files, but in the conf there are files related to the logging. Okay. In that you
Mhm.
can do the changes. Okay. You can make it synchronous also, but that will impact the performance. Let's say if you are sending a huge request, huge data in the request. Okay. So what it will do, it will first take your request and then do the logging also with the same thread. That means it will write that particular, that huge data in the logs also, then come back and then do the processing, then go back to the log file, and then all the processing related to the that particular data will be logged, right? That is
Okay.
synchronous, that will take huge amount of time, that will impact your
Okay.
performance. That's why for info, for debug, for trace, everything is asynchronous by default. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Configuring custom logging. Okay. Configuring custom logging setting for the Mule runtime and its application. The default log setting for the Mule is the asynchronous, as I told you, right? It is
Mhm. Yeah.
asynchronous and at a level greater than or the equal to info. And it is usually info level. By default, it is info level, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
debug and trace level messages are ignored, right? Debug and trace level are ignored. So let's say
Mhm.
if you want debug messages, then how you can do this? As I told you, you need to go to the this logging part, and you can add this debug and then the package name. Same is being
Mhm.
explained here. Okay.
Okay.
Next is tracing log messages using the correlation ID. Okay. So
Mhm.
if you want to like for a particular flow, for a particular hit that you are making for your API that you have exposed in the MuleSoft, okay. So for that whole flow, if you want to trace that, if you want to find all the logs related to that particular hit, that particular transaction, you can do that based on the correlation ID. Okay. So you can go to
Mm.
the logs and then you can search for that particular correlation ID. You will get all the logs related to that particular transaction. Correct?
Mhm. Correct. Yep.
Okay. So logging messages with a correlation ID helps to trace the log messages and correlate different log entries with a particular execution. Okay. Usually obtained from the source message. Okay. This correlation ID is randomly automatically generated, right? From the
Mhm.
source
Yep.
message. Okay. A system generated ID stored in the payload or the HTTP request header, that is X correlation ID. Okay, this
Okay.
being added in the X correlation ID header. Okay, if the source does not, let me check. Let me. Hopefully, it should be there. No, it is not there. We need to enable that out. Otherwise, you will be able to see the X correlation ID here. Okay. So if the source does not set the correlation ID, Mule generates one using the correlation ID generator by default. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So default correlation ID generator can be modified with the custom generator expressions also. So you in the Anypoint Studio, you can see there are some connectors also to generate the correlation ID. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is for tracing, and you even you can create the correlations ID also. ID something. This tracing is there, but you can create your own correlation ID as well. Okay. So log by default, this log4j setting. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So your this event value will be having your correlation ID. This one. Okay. So you can see here, here, and this one. So for this particular hit, you can see the event. Where is that event? This one. See, the correlation
Mm-hmm.
ID is there. Okay, and it will remain same all over
Right.
the flow. Okay, and it says that it is being defined in the log4j file. Okay, so let's check that out as well. So here, I'm not sure. Here,
Mm-hmm.
see, it says event. So you can even change this out as well. Okay. So you can say that correlation ID. If you remove this and say correlation ID, say correlation ID. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or something transaction ID. Let's not use this keyword, right? Let's say
Yeah, that's it.
transaction ID. Okay, I save this and project save, and that, oh, I just want to cancel this out. No, 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 I just don't want this. It's too slow. Last company's laptop was fast. I hate Dell.
Mm-hmm.
Lenovo
Yeah,
and HP are a bit faster than this.
yeah. That's why I changed my laptop.
Yeah, good. Because this is the worst.
Battery
Every
is
day
going
a
to
new
be.
issue comes up.
Mm-hmm.
I identified so many things, like for creating this specification project, you know that you need to have a Git in your laptop, external Git, because it uses external Git. It doesn't use the embedded Git of your Anypoint
Uh-huh.
Studio. Yeah. This is what I discovered, and I for creating custom connectors, right? For creating
Uh-huh.
custom connectors, I was trying to use Maven 3.9. Okay, but new versions are not supported yet. So you need to use 3.8.x.
Uh-huh.
So
The
that
old
was also
version?
the case. Yes, you need to use the older versions. So it
Oh.
worked with the older versions. It doesn't work with the new version. That was also the case. So I did some POCs since I was not having the project. So I
Mhm.
found these stuff, which is not written in the internet also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I was not aware that for for editing this RAML file, you need external Git. I was not aware of that. I was
uh-huh.
like, there is a issue in my system. I was sitting with the IT team every day. Then I get to
Oh,
know. Then I did some POCs. I tried to do hit and tries because everything was working on my personal laptop. Then I
oh.
understood that external Git is required. Okay, so it got deployed. Let's make a hit. And after making a hit, you will be able to see new correlation ID. Is that? Oh, it again says event. I think it
Oh.
doesn't change. Then where is the transaction ID? It should have said transaction ID. Transaction.
ID.
Mhm. Up. There's some issue. Up. Second. I updated the log4j file and I said that this is
I think you should change itself the correlation ID inside.
but this one is the value actually.
Yeah,
It should have worked from here. Mm, okay, this is a pattern layout and in the appender. So is there anything else where event is returned? Nope. Let's try it out once more, and if this will work, then fine. Otherwise, let's move on. I will try this later on by my own. Then I will let you know.
mhm.
Yep. Let's rerun the project. Let's clear this console and transaction ID new something. Let's change it out for now. And let's do one thing that is use your application data. So I removed everything from the cache. Now I can run the project. We are on which page number? How we can add the page number? Insert. Take from here. The page number is the page number. Bottom of the project. Page. Sorry, bottom of the page. Yep. And we are here on 157. And oh, this is a huge one. So many sheets are left. Yeah, a bit slow.
Mhm.
So it's up to you. Like if you want to go fast, then also I can do this. I can just explain the slides. That's it. Or if you want me to go slow, like we are doing, then also it's fine for me by showing you the practical.
Yeah, yeah, I need to understand, not to finish
Yep.
it. At least if I'm not understand, we don't. So
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Even I also want that. Let's let's make it practical. Then also, then only I will also enjoy.
yeah. At least if I understand this, the
Mhm.
next part should be, make easy.
Mhm.
If I
Yes.
miss here, so the next is more harder. I think so.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and next you will get transactions. Transactions will be there, local transactions, exit transactions. What else new topics are there? Mm, threads we already covered, right? Uber thread and all. I have shown you that in another tool also. What was that tool?
For which one? Whirlpool.
For showing you threads, I downloaded one tool. You remember that?
I'm sorry. Can you more? Uh,
uh, for showing the threads, like how the threads are working, Uber thread and request and everything, thread pools.
yeah, we only use currently Uber uh, for on-prem and
No, 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 no. We downloaded one application. The new application was there. There was one tool. Okay, Visual VM was there. I remember.
Mhm.
In the Visual VM, I showed you the threads, like how the threads are working.
No, you are updating in this once you have downloaded that I remember, and you are changing how we're going to use which thread for our
Yeah, how
deployment.
the threads are being executed, that also I showed you in Visual VM. I remember that.
Mhm.
Because I took the snapshot. Even that is there in the videos. In the videos also you can check Visual
Mhm.
VM.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it is a video is working good because I can revise.
Yeah.
So now, if it is past, I can't find. So, all right.
Like you can check if the recordings are available, or you can check with the Raj also. Like if the recordings can be executed.
Mhm.
Okay. So processor and event. Yeah, again, this is giving the event only. Processor and event. I think this is using the old format only. Let
Oh,
me check.
yeah. I can't see the record. Sorry, I just disrupt you.
Yes, yes. So let me check in the logs here.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah.
37, 49, 21, 37. Control F, transaction ID. Yep, it worked. It worked in the appender actually. See?
Mm-hmm.
And the logs that are being saved in the file, it is now updated. See?
Okay.
You're able to see my screen? You're able to see this?
Yes. Installing
Yep. So
from
I opened the logs for this particular project from the file.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And in that file, the this is now transaction ID new. Okay. This is not
Uh-huh.
event. Earlier it was event. We changed it. Okay. So this is
Uh-huh.
being changed in the file only. Why? Because we added this configuration inside the appender. Let me show you.
Where to? Okay.
Okay. See, this inside the appender we updated the pattern, not in the local. Okay. In the local
Okay.
console, we haven't updated. We just updated it inside the appender.
Uh-huh. Correct.
Okay. So it was event. I changed it back to the event. So let's go ahead. Okay. So it says that the pattern is there, right? So it can be updated. We have already tried to update this out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so this can be updated by this one as well. Let's say if I mm, this is like a POC. If you want me to do this, I just want to what I am trying to update the pattern here only, here in the console also.
Okay.
This will be a new thing for me also. That's why I want to try.
Okay.
Okay. So let's rerun this project. Yes, I want to update this here. We
Okay.
already seen that it got updated in the file that are being created in the log folder, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the console also, if I want to see that particular pattern, that it should not give event rather than event, it should provide uh, transaction ID. So how it going to work?
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. So I am not sure that writing it here will work or writing it outside this will work. So
Okay.
two things I can try. This one or that one. So let's make a hit. And now let's see that it is processor and still it is event. Right. So still it is event. Let me do one thing. I can just paste it out outside this, not inside the info, inside the loggers. Okay. Yes. So I can stop. I can rerun this. Till then, we can go ahead, right?
Okay.
Okay. So it says that correlation ID can be modified during the flow execution using the tracing module with correlation ID scope, right? This
Mm-hmm.
correlation ID, this was there, right? We have seen that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now it says choosing between the custom logging options. Okay. So how Cloud Hub configures logging for the deployed Mule application. So it says by default, Cloud Hub replaces the Mule application's log4j file with the Cloud Hub provided log4j file. As I told you, right? I told you now that it will override the file. It will override with the default file. Correct?
So, okay. Whatever we are configuring in this log4j
Mhm.
in the Mule application, so the
Mhm.
Cloud Hub is override. So, but
Yes.
if you don't need override, we should create ticket for this. Yeah, can use this
Yes.
custom log for. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Specifies a custom log4j appender Cloud Hub that writes the logs to the Cloud Hub logging service onto the local file. Okay. So
Good.
let's say if you are using a custom log4j file, right? If you created a ticket
Okay.
and your file, now you are going to use custom log4j file, and you want to see the logs on the cloud hub also, right? Then you need to add the appender for cloud hub as well. Okay, you will be having one appender for Splunk, right? But you need to
Okay.
have a appender for cloud hub also, because you will be using custom log4j file. Okay, for appender for the cloud hub, that is also available on the Google. You only 3-4 lines are there. Okay,
Hmm. So
set
sorry.
default.
Once
Yeah.
once we are using this custom,
Mhm,
which means when you are adding for like Splunk
mhm,
in the log4j,
mhm.
so also parallelly we are adding the Cloud Hub. So, or can you remove only the?
Yeah, yes, yes. See, if you are using a custom log4j file, you created a ticket and you are not using the default log4j file, now you are using a custom log4j file that you have created here. Okay, but this file, as you can see, that there is only one appender, that is a file appender, right?
Call? Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you are deploying the project to the cloud hub, right? So if you are deploying a project to the cloud hub, you also want the logs to the cloud hub also, right? By default,
Okay.
if you are using a log4j file of the cloud hub, okay, then you don't need to add anything, you don't need to do anything, right? Because by default the appenders are already there for the cloud hub also. Okay, but if you are using a custom log4j file, then you need to add the appender for cloud hub also, so that you can see the logs in the cloud hub runtime manager. Clear?
Okay. Oh, yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep. So yep. Let me go ahead. Got updated or not? Again, event. Okay, for console, then where to update? Yeah, shift and copy, remove, and let me add this outside only. And let's see if this will work out or not. I tried everything. See if that will work, then fine. Otherwise, I will search for this one. Okay, yep. So see, here they are having one log4j file. Right? And this will get, these will be, sorry, here you need to add a appender for the cloud hub. See, appender reference cloud hub is there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, sending Cloud Hub logs to the external logging system, that is like a Splunk or ELK, right? Using the custom log appender. In the Cloud Hub, you can disable the Cloud Hub logs, okay, to use the archive provided log4j settings, okay. To send the application logs to the custom or a third party log management system, or to available on the request via support portal. Once enabled, the Mule applications log4j file will be used. Okay, as I told you that once you disable the default log4j configuration, then your application log4j file will be used. Okay, you can
Mhm.
send or export the application logs to other log4j appenders. Okay, the system logs are not governed by this log4j XML. This needs to be noted. Your application logs will be governed only. No system logs will be governed, right?
Okay. Okay.
So cannot be exported to the other appenders. You cannot export that Mule runtime is not working issues to the Splunk. Okay, you can
Mhm.
export only the application related issues. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
MuleSoft is not responsible for lost logging data due to the misconfiguration of your log4j appender. Since you will be using your own log4j, then MuleSoft will not be responsible in case of any loss of data. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
If the Cloud Hub Log4j appender is not used, if you're not using that appender, then Mule application logs do not appear in the runtime manager and are not available for the download also. Okay, that's why I said that you need to add a Cloud Hub appender in the log4j file. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Combining a Cloud Hub log appender with custom log appenders. Okay, let's say you want to have logs inside the Cloud Hub also, and you want to have logs inside your Splunk also. Then how you can do this? Okay, the Cloud Hub appender can also be configured inside the Mule application. Okay, the Cloud Hub appender will also be used if the default Cloud Hub log4j file is disabled for the Mule
Mm-hmm.
application deployment. Okay, so if you are having this Cloud Hub appender, then it will send the logs to the runtime manager. Okay,
Okay.
the Mule application logs will still appear in the runtime manager and can be downloaded. You can download them if you are having this appender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, same thing again and again. Okay, let me run that project and let's see if this got updated or not. Nope, it still says event.
Oh.
Then leave it. Okay. Cloud Hub can integrate with third-party log management systems with a custom aggregator. Okay. As another option, you can create a custom aggregator application. Okay. So, uh, in case you are, there are multiple things that you can do. Let's say if you want to send the logs to your Splunk. Okay. So either you
Uh-huh.
can have this as a appender, or there is another way also, that is creating a custom aggregator application. That means you are creating a separate project. Okay. Separate project that will be collecting the data from your other projects. Okay. And then send this data to the Splunk. Okay, this is like a manual project. You are creating a manual project that collects the data and then send it. Clear?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let's say you are not having access to the log4j and you can't update that thing, right? Then in case of that, you can use this out. Okay, so it fetches the logs using the Cloud Hub APIs. Okay, using the Cloud Hub APIs, you are extracting the data from all the projects. Okay, and send it
Okay.
to the external system. Yeah. Custom aggregator, in this in this actually what you are doing, you are having an actual project, right? For collecting the data you are using this APIs, and for sending the data you will be using the Splunk connector, right? It will be like that. Custom aggregator application must programmatically recognize or discover the new Cloud Hub deployed applications. Okay, so in case there will be a new applications or new projects that are being deployed, your custom application aggregator application should identify that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to
Okay.
create the application in that way. So this approach is generally not recommended because you are doing things manually, right? Because
Okay. Yeah.
this is much less resource efficient, right? You are creating one more project. That means you are consuming one more vCore, right?
Yeah.
Limiting ability to scale before rate limiting by APIs. Okay, scaling
Mm-hmm.
will be a bit difficult in this and higher latency than the log appender approach. Okay, so you are extracting the data and you are sending that data, it will create a latency issues.
Uh-huh.
Just a second, sorry. Okay, yep. Next is let's do this one. Then I think we can end the class for today. Okay.
Okay.
How to integrate with the third party log management system from the customer hosted runtime plane. Okay. So let's say you are deploying your project on the customer hosted environment. It could be either RTF, it could be either your on premise. Okay. It could be
Uh-huh.
either your private cloud. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So use the Splunk or ELK runtime manager agent plugins. They execute in Mule runtime. It can be configured through the runtime manager web UI, and they write logs and analytics data for the Splunk or ELK. Plugins to third party tool can be developed. Okay. I don't have any notes for this as well. Okay. Yep. I understood what it is. Actually, let's say if it is on premise, okay, that means your logs are being generated in the on premise. Let's say here my logs are being generated, right?
Uh-huh.
So I can do the configuration. What I can do, I can create my own scripts that will pick the data from here and push it to the Splunk or push it to the ELK, right? I can do that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Or I can go with the MuleSoft, like Log4j and all. Okay. Fetch or scrap the logs from the Mule runtimes. Okay. Configured by the specific logging system server side to take or read the logs log files directly from the Mule server. Pick up those files from the data from those files.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you can use this Splunk universal forwarder and all. Or what you can do, you can have a log4j specific appenders. Okay, so there are three ways. First one is having plugins. Okay, third one is writing a script and sending the data by using Splunk universal forwarder and all. Okay, third one is adding the log4j file.
Okay.
Okay,